Why, hello there, fellow adventurers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to our Adventurer Guild. Episode 17, Hunting Bandits as a Side Gig. Red is ready to rumble. I don't think they are yet truly able to take on the Save the Brother story quest. I think that's a bit much because it's quite challenging. So I'm going to have them get up to like level 8-ish instead first. And ideally have them hit class changes, because becoming a ranger and becoming a bishop will make a big difference, and a paladin. So once all three have class changes, Team Red might be able to attempt it. So until then, there's basically no assignments to do. Blue is doing all the time off, and green is doing the narrative. So I can have green... I'll try to send red somewhere for a lot of experience, despite the wounds, to try to get the experience up so that they can hit class changes. So let's do a kill the bandit leader, maybe? Oh, if I can find myself in the cave. Yeah, I'm gonna kill a bandit leader. I like that. So Team Red, get ready. You're going bandit hunting. None of their gear really needs to be modified. They're all wearing pretty good stuff. Yeah. A lot of supplies. Because this is a grueling fight, potentially. And then I'm also going to bring attack pots. And... magic pots? No, I only need one of those. Well, there we go. It's a lot of supplies, but it's because it's one of the hardest fights and a lengthy one at that. And this will also drive up their synergy, exactly. So this is a medium length map. So it's, I think, the biggest one we've seen so far. And we're looking for a bandit leader somewhere in here. Oh god, and immediately a lightning elemental's coming to jump me. Now the good news is I do have Blessings of Vigor, which is going to help us out with how long we can march before camping. And we're trying to build up level to save the brother. There hasn't really been a lot of, like, priorities I've had to change, so I'm just haven't been updating that. It's like a lot of business as usual. There's another lightning elemental down there. And these things, they're pretty physically weak, but they hit like a truck, so they're gonna wound the crap out of you before you can really respond. Just to spoil what the fight with them is like. The lightning magic has some of the longest range magic, so they're very hard to outrange, which means they're gonna get licks in before you can retaliate effectively. And yes, Van Deathheart, you do have a natural resistance to them, but no one else does. And you're not likely to be their first target. And then your lightning magic won't be all that effective against them, because they're hella resistant. Ooh, that's a pretty tricky lock. Or, no, that was a dig. Never mind. Where are you, Mr. Bandit? I'm gonna ignore, which I was right to do. So we're moving a lot slower, but like because no one's around, it doesn't matter. So it saves us. It's a way to save supplies. And now that there's an enemy on the horizon, I'll camp here. Is there an ambush chance? No. Still no. Interesting. So hearty meal. And Van Deathheart, I'm gonna have you prepare spells, so you get a free cast. Ciceron, I'm gonna have you hide. Simply Fig, I'm gonna have you polish your armor. And then Who likes Fig? I forget. I don't know who's friends with Fig. I'm going to have Hallis try encouraging. 10. Seems average. Critical success. Oh, they've seen me. Oh, not good. If I had to pick between the two, I'll pick you. Well, that's a lot of melee. Just a hella swarm of hunters. It's too bad that the we haven't hit level 8. At level 8 you get some really powerful magic to be able to deal with groups. Fireball, chain lightning, stuff like that. Yeah, at least we have frontliners here, that's true. You are taking 10 damage for 3 turns, and you have 8 health, so you're just dead. You just don't know it yet. Alright, Hallis. Can you hit? Nope, can't hit from there. So stand here instead. Finish off this one. Or almost finish it, I guess. That's fine. Man Deathheart. Lightning Mage. Stand here and go for this one. Shocked. Perfect. And you have a free spell, so I'm going to do that again and kill him. And that was the prepared spell that we had at the camp. That's why the first cast was free, and I got to double cast. And the last but not least, Simply Fig, who's going to stand here, making it harder for Van Deathheart to get hit. Yep, they're all gaining up. That's okay. You know what? Yeah, that's why it's okay. Piss off the rogue and get the blades. Plus she's healed. Alright, Van Deathheart. How about some zappies? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna absolutely hit the wrong key is what I'm gonna do. Yeesh. Alright, that's fine. Hunter gets a free shot because I'm an idiot. Fat finger that. What I was trying to do is set up an attack, but it failed miserably. All's well that ends well, though. And putting distance between me and the element. Is that the bandit? Oh, we found it! I just saw a little circle up there and I was like, oh, is that the bandit leader? And it happened to be. So the best way to get there, actually, is probably to go wait for this lightning elemental to go somewhere else and go all the way around. Oh, that was a dead end, though. Wasn't this a dead end? It might have been. Will poison affect you in the next fight? It won't, no. In fact, I will even have you heal. But all status effects stop at the end of fights. Unless it's like bravery-based ones, which carry over. So if you had like, if you were shaken because of like critically low bravery, that would be a different matter. The party met probably the brawniest man they've ever seen in their life. A man they were sure of could snap a man in half with his bare hands. So buff was he that the party instinctively got themselves combat ready. Seeing that, the buff man just laughed and said, "Easy there, folks. I'm not looking for trouble." The party eased up a little, but they were still a little bit uncomfortable. After seeing eye to eye the adventurers and smiled, "You lot look like you know how to handle yourself in a fight. Would you consider yourself strong? There are some strong people amongst the adventurers." "Great." The man smiled devilishly. "You know, from where I come from, there is a custom to arm wrestle strong people. It's a great way to get to know people. How about it? How about we do it too? I understand, of course, if you don't feel up to the task," which I could fully well understand. It was obvious to the party that this wasn't about getting to know people, and doubted that there was any place for that kind of custom. It was obvious the man just wanted to flaunt his superiority at them. Accept the challenge. I'm gonna guess Fig isn't particularly strong. Maybe Quantum's the strongest, but Fig has higher bravery. I don't really know where to go with this, but the challenge is a 21 strength contest. And you guys are for it? Okay. Oh, you know what? Our rogue is pretty strong. I forgot that Ciceron is like a beast. So, reroll. 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 Oh, there goes all that bravery. And success. Ciceron stepped forward and accepted the challenge. Seeing his challenger, the brawny man gave a condescending smile. His face tells that he already saw himself as the winner of this little contest. Both of them started to lock hands on the ground. On the signal, another party member, they both started to put their strength into forcing the other person's hand down. The smile finally vanished from the brawny man when he realized that he was having a harder time to push his opponent's hand down than he expected. In fact, he was starting to lose ground. Ciceron was much stronger than he expected. Yeah, she's a freaking beast. The brawny man tried to channel all his strength and regain ground, but in the end, his hand was forced to the ground by Ciceron. Ciceron raised her fist triumphantly into the air, and the others cheered for her. The brawny man mumbled something along the lines of, "It was just an arm wrestling match, nothing to get excited about." He stood up and gave a half-hearted farewell before leaving the adventurers in a hurry, clearly trying to escape his shame. Seeing that the adventurers couldn't help but to smile. So they all gained some bravery, and the beast just gained 40 strength growth. Good lord. Good lord. Her strength gain is stupid. Stupid. She's gonna start. I mean, she was already a partner in crime from training from Rogue, which gave her strength growth, and she just kept rolling high strength by chance. So now it's just gonna be extra stupid. I love it. She's going to be a monster. All right, 2 hunters and 2 poison masters. I would very much like not to get attacked by them, so I'm going to try to avoid that. Oh my god. Please, Ciceron. I know you just won an arm contest. Because poison masters are really annoying. And you have a bandit maniac, a crossbowman, grunts, and a leader. Have at thee! And we don't even have high ground. Great. So, the Maniac, we've fought before. They're kind of like the rogue. And then the leader has a rallying for movement and initiative. And he's almost certainly going to rally them against me. But even then, I'm going to delay my turn anyway. Yeah, her backstabs are going to be like front stabs. Like I was joking. She's just going to stick her hand through like people's chests. Like, oh, there was organs here? Vital ones? Not anymore. All right, Quantum. Ooh, good time for a crit. I might actually No, I'm not going to vanish. Alright. You... maybe mess with the Maniac? So the Maniac's going to be annoying. And then vanish and get behind their back line to go mess with their crossbowman. Oh, I keep doing more action points for her than I need to. Then Deathheart. I want you to take a mage potion. And then go beyond limit. And then zap them. Oh, you have to move and then zap. That sucks. I want you to hide behind the fence here. Is this a good spot for your zapping? I hope. God, it wasn't. Okay. I could undo it because I hadn't actually done anything. I'll have you stand here, which is a little sketchy because you're like kind of close to them. But that allows you to one-shot this guy. Could you just finish the job, man? Whatever. End turn. I'll have Hallis finish him off. You're just a good bruh teammate helping out your friend there. And the Fig is going to stand in the way so that anyone crossing has to pass through Fig. And bleed wins. Yep. Alright, Hallis is going to get stunned. It's fine. Quantum, let's stun the stunner. They have the high ground. Quantum don't care. Quantum has the angry bow. Oh, ooh, shoot. I miscalculated. I thought Quantum was using light arrows, but he wasn't, so I have to go extra brave here. Which is fine. This is the last engagement. It's no big deal. As much as I want to start stabbing the leader, I'm going to leave him for last. So let's go and ambush the crap out of this guy. Ooh! I was not joking when I said she was just going to, like, stick her hand through people's bodies. I think she, like, killed that dude twice over. Like, I don't know what Fatal was. How much HP do you even have? And that was some back and forth encouraging him to stand. And no, it wasn't twice over, but it was definitely massive overkill. Van Deathheart just keeps lining up, like, assists. And you know what? One more. Actually finish someone off, please. Oh, why? You? Oh my god. Alright, the leader is tanky as hell, but not when he's bleeding out his bum. And in fact, let's make it even worse. Hey, you know how I just stabbed you in the face? Yeah, I'm not here anymore. You can't see me. Alright, Quantum. Unfortunately, Van Deathheart is going to take bleed damage before Hallis can heal. You're only taking 4 bleed damage, so I think that would be alright, but I would like for you to avoid deeper wounds, so I'm actually going to have Quantum use healing, so that Van Deathheart's not taken out of combat for longer than necessary. And then Quantum will close the distance. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using marked arrows. Next turn. Van Deathheart, like I said, will take the bleed damage. And start zapping to try to get shocks on, which will lower elemental resist, and then Hallis will just drop a heal on Van Deathheart to remove the bleed. Because basically all of my healers always, like, also heal bleeds, because, like, why the hell wouldn't you want that? Just to make matters worse for this guy, he's unconscious. Because, like, If I can play with my food, yeah, I'm gonna play with my food. And here we go. Attack chain warning. Cicerone can break stealth. Do it. It's alright. He's unconscious. He's not gonna fight back. Alright, let's go with an exposing shot. So that marks him. So the mark exposed, if you're wondering, will increase the chance to hit against this target, so you just won't miss. And they can't go hidden. And 22 damage. Bleeds. I'm just gonna, yeah. Let's just wait. We don't need to do anything. Yep. Splat. She did carotid and femoral, and then she was like, alright, my job's done. We just gotta wait. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. She was burned once with fire and then realized, you know what? If I kill them fast, they don't burn me. And there we go. I'm going to continue exploring, though, because there's a treasure chest over here. And I might as well grab... What? Pretty good fight. We get refunded some supplies. We got the 12,000 experience and 7,000 monies. No one leveled up, but they gained a lot of experience. So they're moving towards their class increases. Poor Von Deathheart? Yeah. We'll just force heal him. He'll be alright. He is a wounded of 6. It was pretty bad. Alright. Assignments. Time off is complete. So, blue team is like high as kites. New week. So I'll check for recruits. Key is motivated. Has just experienced points for free. I'm all for it, dude. And party exercise. The Green Dragons have been doing some group training. And they gained a whole bunch of experience points. And then the relationship between like all of them has improved, which is phenomenal. So if we take a look at the synergy here, 48, which is almost rivaling the Red Wolves, despite the fact that they're a much lower level team. Well, not much, but yeah, a significantly lower level team, like 76776 or 65454. But their synergy is about the same. Assignments. So there's a safe hunting. That's not super special. The green team is kind of like on standby because Alyssa's still going through the whole bard thing. So looking for recruits. We've got a strong sadist who is impatient. I don't like to deal with the whole sadism thing. The strength growth is great, but the whole losing bravery when they don't get to hurt someone is like rough. Determined, ascetic, kind isn't a terrible combination, but that's willpower and wisdom, and they don't, unless he becomes a priest, that's like not phenomenal. Rational, quick, lucky, not bad at all. I might recruit Preston. But let's think about this, actually. Dex, will, wisdom, int. Yeah, it covers stat growth for 4 of 6. So there's a lot of like growth opportunities there. So I don't think he's going to be stunted. Recruit. And raffle timer up. Leia. I loves pain. I mean, you're resilient and you love pain. That's actually not bad. Character recovers BP whenever they get hit in battle, but they do suffer more damage. I don't want to deal with the more damage though. That's kind of dangerous, even though she has resilient, which helps to counter it. The problem is you do fight people later on that like hit like trucks, and 10% more of being hit like a truck can really kill you. Potentially. Wisdom, willpower, Dex. I'll consider Leia. As much as I'd like a leader out of him, I don't see that he does stat growth towards a good leader. You're a drunkard. You're oblivious. You're sickly. You're selfish. Look at this combination. Scarred, hot-blooded, optimist who's tiny. What a weird, like, What, you're covered in scars and you're like always willing to fight, but you're happy and tiny. Napoleon, I guess? A wounded Napoleon? Something like that. So I did pick up one person. I think that's all I really want. I'm a little worried that the Love's Pain would be like, I know there's endurance growth there. And there's resilient endurance growth. I don't know. I'll do it. So we have 2 people. So I'm going to write them down. When I'm playing this game next? No idea. So we got Preston, who's a defender. He's got no goals at the moment. And you, my friend, are rational, quick, lucky. And then we have Leia. Or Layla. I'm surprised she has 2 eyes. Who's also a warrior. Who's rational, resilient, and likes pain. That's actually pretty torturous, right? If you loves pain and you're resilient, you're like, dang it, hurt me harder, or something. I don't know. All right, so they're on the raffle. I would like to keep leveling up Red so that I can finally get the routed army and increase our recognition. Even though Green is rearing to go and Blue is super rearing to go, I think for Blue, as unfortunate as it might seem, I'm just gonna put them on safe hunting. I know it's boring as hell. And then to join them in safe hunting, I'll put, no, I don't want to put the new guys, because they're going to go through training. So I'll put someone from Green Team. Because they're bored otherwise. Because you do get some experience points doing it. So we'll try to level up Tankwith, who's the lowest level of Green Team, safe hunting. Just so he's busy doing something. Because when you're on assignment like that, there's no synergy. It doesn't matter. There is no teams. There's no parties. So he can join them with no penalties at all. In fact, all it really will do is give me more resources. So as long as I was fine with him being busy, it's not an issue. All right, 4 Seal, Van Deathheart, and Cicerone. And they're already they're freaking, I mean, look, they don't care. They've gotten paid vacation or whatever, so they're fine. It's a new week. I didn't end up buying anything last week. Oh, we're starting to get fragments. Oh, Board Drake, thank you for the gifted subs, by the way. So this fragment is something that you can slot into gear. So an equipment type armor accessory. So see this gauntlet here? It has 3 slots, 3 of these let me hide the overlay so you can see it a little bit better. These 3 holes, you can put things like this in them for SP. So that's what that does. Same with gear like this. Given that I have a lot of money and I don't have any of these types of things, I'm gonna buy them. It cost me 1,000, but I might as well start building up supply in case I want to use them. I'm going to sell my gray gear. Actually, you know what? I'm going to auto sort and sell all my green rings because, well, no, I'm not going to sell them all because we do have some people that could use them. And raffle for the new guys. Going to tacos. Big fat taco so big. I'm going to call you Tacos, but if you want to change your name, just let me know. I don't care. And you're going to be Preston, the defender. And then Leia, or Layla, is Fangface. Which makes sense. Loves pain and is resilient. If anyone had anime fangs, it'd be you. I could create another party, but I think I'm going to keep them unpartied for now. Until I get a 5th, or until the composition of the team, makes sense. But what I will do for these guys is, level them up. But then you guys can use the channel point redemption to like choose how you want to level. Because, you know, you're in process or whatever. Okay, red. I really need to level up red. How close are we? So we are 3k experience away for you. 4k. And almost there. So I need something that gives me about 4k for the potential class changes that I'm looking to get. Plus, it looks like Ciceron's going to level up again as well, and then Van Datherhart will likely level up again. So we're looking for like a 4 or 5k thing. 12k would be good. Another one. Is there something else? I would really like to be in the cave. Bandit leader. 4 enemy encounters. In the old fortress. I guess I'll do bandit leader again. And then before I commit to this fight, those that just got rewarded stuff, if you want to use your channel point redemption to make some choices for yourself, like, now is the time, because otherwise I'm gonna be deployed, and you won't be able to do class changes. So take a look at tacos. You have an endurance of 7, which is a decent starting point. And Dennis Key, thank you for the gifted subs. You level up in Int, Will, Wisdom, Dex. Int, Will, Wisdom, Dex, if you want my feedback, would be like Archer to Bard, because that's Dex and Wiz, or Rogue, which is Dex and Willpower, Mage, which is Int, Wiz, and Dex. Could be a good mage. You would not likely be a good defender, however, because you don't have a strength gain, so you're going to struggle. Tacos, you're going to struggle trying to be a decent, leveling up as a decent defender, I think. You could make it happen, but your strength gain per level is not fantastic. So here's because of your attribute growth. So as it is now, as a defender, keeping in mind, because the defenders are going to get a boost to endurance and strength, you only really have a 75% chance to get strength. Your endurance is a little bit better. But what's funny is, as a defender, it doesn't play to either of your strengths, because your rational and your quick don't help you with defender at all. So it's kind of like the last class you want to be. And then for Fangface, your endurance is ridiculously high, because you are Love's Pain and Resilient. So keeping you as a defender or a warrior might make sense. A defender actually might be a little bit... Well, so the thing with the defender is, if you go Guardian, which is the shield user, you actually end up blocking a lot of attacks, which doesn't take advantage of the whole Love's Pain, but it will help to mitigate high damage, potentially. Or you could stay Warrior working towards Knight, because your strength and endurance gain are still pretty reasonable. Your strength is not quite as high, but a Knight might be a decent choice. So, just let me know what you think about those two. And then if you want to change, of course, you can. But most of the class goals that are high endurance would be Guardian, which is endurance 12, Knight, which is endurance 10. The others, you could go Paladin, actually. That wouldn't be unreasonable to do with Fangface. I suppose. Which is also Sword Shield. So it's a little bit up in the air. So, tacos. What class do you want to switch to, if any? You could use the channel point redemption so I don't miss it. It's easier that way. And for the party list, folks, the roster... Well, I'll update the roster again. It should be up to date, is it? Yeah, okay, it's up to date. So you can see that the party list right now is working towards Bard and Arcane Knight. Arcane Knight is like a warrior mage mix, if you want to try to form your own party. Because I don't mind adding a if we end up getting a full potential, I don't mind adding like a yellow party or a purple party or something like that. So tacos, we are going to switch your class goal. So I actually, can I take you out of training? Because we need to switch your, oh, I really can't. So you're going to level up, I did this out of order. You're going to level up as defender and warrior, and you can submit class goals to me once you're out of your first level of training. So that's my bad. And then red, we're going to go hunt. There's no difference really. I'll hunt this one. Team red, go forth. And thank you, Dennis Keith, for adding even more time on the clock. And apparently the clock is working, so that's cool. Usually doesn't. I really struggled at the start of the stream to make it work. If I'm towards the north, I'm going to assume the bandit leader is going to be south of me. I'm going to start working my way that way. I think it's entirely possible for them to spawn, like, pretty close to where you are, but I don't think it's all that likely either. I like how Hallis goes, the Guildmaster's going to let... Oh, I already found him! Hell yeah, let's make this short. Over here, you little... I almost said something bad. Now, we're probably going to want to find the story bonus. The story thing that can provide a bigger bonus to everybody. Yeah, here we go. So they got a maniac, the leader, a brute. Okay, yeah, they actually don't have that many people. I'm kind of surprised. Really? That's your movement? Pretty stupid. The rogue decides not to engage. And it said since the grunt's front. Alright. Well, light arrows. And stand front and center. And start blasting. So there's a chain attack potential with Van Deathheart. Not that I think I'll get it. At 5% chance. Let's bleed their boss. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to stab this one. Taking him out. And then... shadow stepping next to the leader so I can start stacking bleed stacks on him. Because he's the mega tank. I mean, he's probably at 150? Yeah, 150 health. Compared to the other ones that have like a third of that or less. So he's the man to beat, and it's going to take a while to get through that HP. Hollis... I guess you can start... You're going to get your armor crushed. I'm sure that that brood is coming my way, but whatever. Oh, yeah, saw that coming. That's fine. And Hallis, yep, I saw that coming. That's fine, too. Alright, there's, pretty good... Ooh, look at that chain. So, because Quantum and Hallis are friends, see that chain percent is 15%? It's kind of nice. And that is the power of squad friendships, right there. He didn't join in, but there was a chance. Swing! I'm just gonna be a bastard here. Get frickin' bloody. 24 for 3 rounds. That's a lot of damage. Or Drake, thanks for even more gifted subs. He's like, I'll bleed you too. She's like, yeah, for 4. Like, you ain't scary. Your guts are on the ground. Why do you think I'm going to be scared of you? Hell no. Ben Deathheart had enough of that maniac in his face. You know, I'm gonna do something funny here. Bye! Oh, but wait. I disengaged you? I didn't disengage you. I just slammed you, only to then rush into your face. That's how you manhandle an enemy. Alright, Quantum. I don't think Fig is going to need more help over there. So let's just heap on the love for Mr. Bandit Man. I'll zap him, though. Ben Deathheart hasn't physically moved this round. And now you get 34 damage when it's your turn. So yeah, I'll take some bleeds, but you take more bleeds. Oh, sorry, I lied. I take no bleeds. See, I have backup. And the bandit leader has how much health? 31 health, and he's going to bleed for 34? Okay. Fig is going to just stand here and let it happen. Yeah, Ciceron soloed the boss. And, like, not by small margin, didn't eke out a victory, ripped him to shreds. It won't work with every enemy, because not all enemies can easily be bled, but, like, that was a joke. So I'm trying to find the, like, story event. Obviously, the larger the map, the harder it is to spot. But I think... Oh. Perfect. Group of bandits return with several bags of loot, and we can ambush them. I know what you're going to vote for, so I'm not even going to put it as up to vote. We are by no means friends of bandits. We came here to murder them, so murder them we shall. So one thing I haven't yet used... And given this is our last fight, I don't really need to hold back all that much. Given one thing we haven't used is the mind cleanse, so I'm going to use that this fight to remove the stun off of... Oh, that wasn't a killing. Remove the stun off of Fig. Well, he's dead. So if you are stunned and you don't want to be, we can cleanse mind to remove stun from targets. And now she's no longer stunned. Which means she can go do something like this. Peekaboo! Which is, you know, more effective. I'll even make it worse. Not only did it fly into your face, now you're stunned. Eye for an eye makes the whole world stunned. Or something. Oh, okay. Cheeky. Hey, look, two could play that game. I see you. Get wrecked, noob. It's probably something Quantum would say. He's happy to burn his bravery to just kill this idiot. Bravery down to a 12, which is like, if there was more fights after this, would be a stupid move, but like, I know this is my last one. So, I'm willing to do it. There's probably no reason to bleed that guy. In fact, given that there's no more fights after this, let's push it. How do you feel about a backstab bleed? Yeah, I'm a bastard, I know. Ah. Yeah, Cicero is the murder hobo. 1,000. Plus, you know, the experience getting from clearing the event. And... I'm planning on returning back to the base. I'm just gonna hoover up whatever free loot there is before I have to do that. I'm not looking for another engagement. Okay, so let's return. That was a lightning elemental, so I'm out of here. Good amount of gold. 3k over the 4.5. And then... Quantum fell short of his promotion, but Hollis and Fig didn't. And Hollis and Fig were 2 of the 3 that we wanted promoted before attempting to save the brother. Thank you for tuning in to our Adventurer Guild, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But please keep in mind, I'm trying to avoid backseating and spoilers. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord to take part in community events, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow adventurers.